So does Zach Wilson actually have a chance to play in week 1? Oh, we're going to get into it. Hey, what's going on? Matt O'Leary here, back with another video, and today we're talking about Zach Wilson and if he'll be good to go for week 1. Before we get started today, I wanted to mention where you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. You could also follow the Just Jets podcast wherever it is that you get your New York Jets podcast. Make sure to subscribe so you get new episodes now every Wednesday. Support for today's episode comes from Vincero Collective. If you aren't familiar with Vincero yet, they make exceptionally crafted and stylish watches at an affordable price. Not usually a watch guy, but they sent me this one and I am obsessed. So now I think I'm going to have to start becoming a watch guy. Other premium handcrafted watches have insane markups. This isn't the case with Vincero. You could finally own a high quality and lasting timepiece without going broke. And the best part is, listeners to this show are getting hooked up to save even more with the biggest discount that they offer. Use my code MATT20 for 20% off at VinceroCollective.com, and you could get any accessory that they offer to style yourself a little bit more. So pick up something nice with my promo code MATT20. Make sure to check it out, and thank you for sponsoring today's show, Vincero Collective. So Robert Saleh left the door open for Zach Wilson to play on Sunday in week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens. Zach went through a private workout on Monday, and he says it's possible that he can play on Sunday against Baltimore. Let's hear it from the coach.
Robert, do you know who your quarterback is going to be for Sunday yet?
Well, we put Zach through a workout today. Looked good, felt good. We're going to see how the knee responds today and tomorrow, and we'll have an answer for everybody on Wednesday.
So it's possible, and supposedly he's recovered really well, but you're getting close now to when the game actually is on Sunday. It's Tuesday. We are supposed to have a decision on Wednesday on who is going to be starting this game, but just by looking at the original timeline, so August 12th was the day of the injury, which is 25 days ago from today. He was given a 2 to 4 week recovery time, and September 11th, so obviously Sunday, September 11th is the first game of the year. That would be 30 days after sustaining the injury. So right around that 4-week timetable. Now we'll see obviously what happens on Wednesday, but for me, I think he needs more than 1 or 2 practices under his belt before coming back to an NFL game. And the rebuttal to that is, well, what the hell? Didn't he work with his receivers all offseason and in OTAs and training camp before the injury? Yes, he did. But it's been a month since he's been in a football environment taking regular snaps. So anyone, let alone a year 2 quarterback who has 13 starts, 14 starts in his career under his belt, they're going to be a little bit rusty. So my anticipation is that Joe Flacco is going to start in week 1. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that Zach Wilson's, healthy and gets enough practices under his belt so that he could come in and play. I would much rather watch Zach Wilson for a 17-game season and not have to see any of Joe Flacco. All due respect to Joe, but at this point in his career, he's a backup, which is fine. He had a really nice NFL career, but he is not the future here. He is, a spot starter if need be. And ideally, you want to see your year 2 second overall pick quarterback play as many games as humanly possible and hopefully, fingers crossed, look good. And obviously, look, it's really still up in the air. I don't have an answer if he's going to be good to go in week 1 or not, but I think it's a good sign that the recovery seems to be going well. If he was able to work out on Monday, that's solid. Obviously, you're kind of going to see how the knee responds both today, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So just really, we're going to be keeping an eye out on Twitter. That's all it's going to be. Following the reports, seeing if he's practicing and what the drill is. But I think at this point, I would still be pretty surprised if he was good to go for Sunday's game against the Baltimore Ravens. Now, you still have people, and I'm not talking about the ones who are start Mike White or start Joe Flacco or start Chris Streveler for the entirety of the season. I'm not talking about those guys, but you still have people who are saying, well, you got to bring him back either at home in week 3 against the Bengals or you don't want to rush him against the first 4 games of the year, bring him back at home against Miami in week 5. That's a nice cushy spot. And to that, I still stick with my original stance is when he's healthy and has a full week of practice under his belt, he's got to come on the field. It doesn't matter if he's home. It doesn't matter if he's away. It doesn't matter if it's a cupcake team. It doesn't matter if it's a Super Bowl contender. He has to play because the most important thing for this year is to have some sort of clue what Zach Wilson is. And the more he plays, the more likely you're going to have your answer. It doesn't matter to me if Joe Flacco plays 1 game versus 4 games. Like that isn't really going to make or break this team. But Zach Wilson playing 16 games versus playing 13 or 14, give me Zach for 16, because then at least you have like essentially a full year of starts, right? Because it was a 16-game season forever up until last year. Well, obviously, at one point it was a 14, but you guys know what I mean. 16-game sample size over a full season, that's a lot. It's not like he played 12 or 13 games, and if you project that over a full season, no. You have a pretty nice sample size at 16 games with missing just 1. I don't want to have to deal with the Jets quarterback missing 3, 4, 5 games every single year. You have to go back to 2013, the last time someone started an entire season, and it was rookie Geno Smith. After that, quarterbacks got banged up and missed time. They just did. 2015, Ryan Fitzpatrick is probably the closest to having a full season, but he got hurt in the Raiders game and Geno Smith had to come in. 2016, a lot of it was due to ineffectiveness, but they had 1 million starters in 2016. Same with 17. Josh McCown looks pretty good, gets hurt. 2018, Darnold injured. 2019, Darnold mono. 2020, Darnold injured bad, 1 million people start. 2021, Zach Wilson, rookie, injured. You have Mike White. You have Mike White, Joe Flacco, Josh Johnson, and Zach Wilson all start games. With all due respect to all those guys, it's just enough is enough. I want to see as many starts as humanly possible from the guy who is supposed to be your quarterback. Is that asking too much? Let me know in the comments if you think Zach Wilson's going to play this week. I would still at this point be surprised, but sounded like good news yesterday. So let me know. Subscribe if you're new. Please give the video a thumbs up and share it with a friend. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I will talk to you next time.